Panathinaikos 1, Chelsea 4. A professional and solid performance from Chelsea tonight. We showed why we are favourites to win the UEFA Conference League. Now, if I'm being honest, I thought the match tonight against Panathinaikos away at their ground, the atmosphere, a travel for us, a heavily rotated squad, I didn't really feel too confident. And the first 5 minutes, we were very unsettled. Panathinaikos straight out the blocks like a greyhound chasing rabbits, and they were all over us. We concede an early chance, we give away a silly free kick. We also concede a free header in the box where Jorgensen makes an incredible save to keep us in the game. After that, Chelsea settled. We got into the game, and about halfway through the first half, Chelsea's quality started rising above, and we just looked very settled and then started controlling the game. Now, I said I wasn't too confident going into the game because of the circumstances of being away. Panathinaikos and Greece, playing teams in Greece away is a very hard thing to do. But I'm always optimistic as a Chelsea fan, and I felt like we could definitely get this over the line as long as we set up right and started the game right. Now, there have been times last season and even this season where we start that sort of first half of the period of the first half very poorly and we crumble and we go 1-0 down, 2-0 down, and we struggle to get back into the game and then we claw ourselves back in. That was not the case tonight. There were so many good individual performances across the pitch. Jorgensen had a great game, made some good saves when needed. He was reliable when called upon. His distribution was great. He was calm on the ball. There's many times throughout this game where he took that extra touch and I didn't feel nervous because I know that we bought a ball-playing goalkeeper who is naturally better with the ball at his feet. We had some really good passages of play. We had some good spells. And like I said, the quality started coming to the top for Chelsea, and we just dominated the game, controlled it. It's very professional. We respected our opponents, but we went out and did a job. Now, in the first half, like I said, we had that poor defending from the set piece. After that, it was pretty much no other real opportunities for Panathinaikos other than their goal in the second half. But in that first half, we basically nullified them, settled into the game nicely, good passing spells, good patterns of play. Now, when it comes up to that first goal, the João Felix tap-in or sweep, whatever you want to call it, it was great build-up play from KDH. I think KDH had a very good game today. I think that midfield trio of KDH, Enzo Fernandez and João Felix worked very, very well. I thought it was extremely balanced. KDH sat back a lot more in this game and gave a lot more space for Felix and Enzo to kind of float about and move into areas that they were needed. But KDH was still spraying balls from deep and finding players. So that first goal, KDH sprays the ball, little João Felix flick on, goes out to Mudryk on the left. He then drove into the box on that left-hand side. And for the first time in a long time, the decision-making from Mudryk today was absolutely perfect. I have no negative connotations, nothing bad to say about Mudryk today. It was a Mudryk masterclass, and this is the type of player, and these are the performances we want to be seeing in the Premier League. Now, we know that Mudryk is not quite ready for that first team spot, but I tell you what, if he keeps performing like this in this competition and other cup competitions, he's going to give Enzo Maresca a headache, and he's going to have to start in the Premier League because he was absolutely fantastic tonight. His decision making was spot on. He finds João Felix and he then sweeps it into the net. Now, I do want to talk a little bit more about Mudryk because he doubled the scoring, and again, it was KDH involved in the build-up, linking up with Pedro Neto, who had a very quiet first half, in my opinion. The ball didn't go down the right-hand side too much, but despite that, it was, Neto had a few moments of magic in terms of beating a man and being direct, but it kind of fizzled out in the first half. Second half, that did change. Linked up with KDH, he then drove down the right-hand side, put in a peach of a ball for Mudryk to score a header, which I don't think we've ever seen Mudryk score a header. And it was a great little finish, and it's good for his confidence. At that point, he had an assist and a goal, and we had a majority of the game to play. But like I said, his decision-making today for Mudryk was fantastic. It was on point. Every time he was driving with the ball, he was looking to be direct and also looking for the smartest pass, and it came off for him tonight. And it's something that we necessarily haven't seen too much in the Premier League or, last season. It always was too far forward for another player or too far behind or was intercepted. It was always the nearly ball, the nearly pass, the nearly shot. Today he shone through and he was my man of the match tonight. And he was fantastic. He was absolutely fantastic. A goal and 2 assists for Mudryk. João Felix grabbing 2 goals and technically getting an assist by winning the penalty for Christopher Nkunku. João Felix is such a great player to watch, and I love watching João Felix because he just glides past people. His first touch is phenomenal. We know how skillful he can be. He scored 2 great goals tonight. One was deflected, granted, but he did work the space well to get the shot off. Even though it was deflected, it's still a good finish in my opinion. And the first one was a great finish. Good passage of play in total. The run in, the flick on, the following up on the ball, receiving the pass, the finish, the whole thing. And it's the sort of performance that we expect from João Felix. And he's going to start asking questions soon of like, how am I going to break into that first team? But at the same time, who's he going to take the place of? Jadon Sancho, Mykhailo Mudryk, who's now starting to perform well, Cole Palmer. Like, these are players that he's not going to get in the starting 11 over. So it's a bit of a question mark over João Felix right now. However, as someone who plays in the Cups and the Conference League, I am more than happy with what he's doing because he is over delivering what we expect. He's just a fantastic player. Same with Christopher Nkunku. This guy can't stop scoring. It was a similar game against Barrow where he had very minimal touches, very minimal chances, but the chances he did get, he converted. Now, João Felix won the penalty. It was a handball. There wasn't too much of a complaint. I think one Panathinaikos player got booked for dissent just because he wouldn't keep his mouth shut. But, you know, it was a handball. There was no 2 ways about it. Didn't even go to VAR. Didn't even need to. And Christopher Nkunku, with lasers shining in his eyes from the Panathinaikos fans, steps up and converts very, very convincingly. And again, that's another goal for Christopher Nkunku. I think that's 8 goals now in the last 8 games or something along them lines. He is on fire. I don't know the last time that Chelsea had 2 strikers consecutively and continuously scoring goals and competing with each other. How do you pick Nkunku and Jackson apart? Now, you could say that Jackson's playing against Premier League opposition, better opposition, blah, blah, blah. You can only play who's in front of you, right? So Nkunku is playing like bit part minutes in the Premier League, still playing well, still grabbing goals like the one against Bournemouth. And then he's also playing in the cup competitions a lot longer. You know, Jackson didn't travel today, but a lot more minutes in these types of competitions. And he's consecutively scoring goals. So I think Chelsea have got a very good headache on their hands in terms of who they play out front, because at the moment you're getting goals and assists from either Nkunku or Jackson. So there's no complaints there. Now, in the second half, Chelsea really did dominate everything. It was kind of like I don't want to disrespect Panathinaikos and say it was a training game, because they still had moments, but Chelsea were never really in doubt. Now, I've publicly said on my TikTok many times, and even on this YouTube channel, I'm not a big fan of Benoit Badiashile, but I have to give him credit. I have to give him his flowers today. He was outstanding. He was solid. He was calm on the ball. No mistakes. Simple passes. Cleared everything that came his way. He played fantastic. He really, really did. And if we see that version of Badiashile more often, hey, start playing him in the Prem. That's the Badiashile that we all know and love pre-injury, essentially. But yeah, Benoit Badiashile played well. I think everyone across the board played well today. There wasn't really a weak link. Panathinaikos did get a goal back, and I've got 0 complaints about it. I have 0 complaints about it. And you know why? It was a well-worked passage of play and a very well-worked goal, well-taken goal. There was no mistakes from us. It was Panathinaikos on a transition. They drove up that field very, very quickly. They picked all the right passes. You know, if you really wanted to split hairs, you could say Cucurella didn't step up to play him offside. But realistically, when you look at that line on the replay, very, very tight. And also, all of the back line was all very tight between those two. I don't think anyone's at fault. I really don't. I think it was just a well-worked goal. And to be fair, a deserved goal from Panathinaikos, because they did show moments. Nothing that really threatened Chelsea too much, but they showed moments of the team that they are, for sure. One more player that I want to really give their flowers tonight is Marc Cucurella. This guy was absolutely everywhere. Absolutely everywhere tonight. Whether it's left back, midfield, right back, joining the attack, defensively. This guy was everywhere. Every time I was watching a passage of play, it was Cucurella. He was running down the left wing, receiving a ball off of a 1-2. Or when Panathinaikos are on the break, he's defensively there, putting his body on the line, clearing the ball. Or he's clearing up someone else's tackle. He's picking the right passes. He's inverting into midfield. This guy is I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's the best left back in the Premier League. Like, he has been so consistent and goes under every single person's radar so far. And I genuinely don't understand it. This guy is unbelievable, and he is showing more than his price tag worth right now. It doesn't matter who he plays. He gives Chelsea 110%, and I love Marc Cucurella for that. He was absolutely outstanding tonight. But overall, it was a professional and solid performance from Chelsea. We got the result. Scoring 4 goals away in Greece is a big achievement. Great performances across the board, some individual highlights in terms of how well they played also. It's another 3 points on the board of the Conference League table. We are now sitting top of that Conference League table on goal difference. Long may that continue and we can rack up more points in this competition. I genuinely feel that Chelsea can go far. I believe we can win the competition, but I don't want to get ahead of myself and have this expectation to win it. I want to take it one game at a time and see how Chelsea progress naturally, because the way that Chelsea are playing right now is very, very exciting. We move on to Newcastle on Sunday in the Premier League. It'll be very interesting to see who starts and who doesn't. I think Enzo tonight also played well. He played a lot better than what we saw against Liverpool. And again, we want to start seeing these types of performances from Enzo in the Premier League. We understand there is a disparity in opposition, but again, you can only play who's in front of you. So it'll be interesting to see who starts in that double pivot. I personally think it will be Moises Caicedo and Lavia. I think they're the best 2 we can have in that pivot. But hey, who knows? I will be doing another video about my predicted lineup in a few days. But I want to know your thoughts on this game. Was it a professional performance from Chelsea? Was it dominated? Was it a training game? Did we look shaky? Let me know your thoughts, because on my live watch along at the end of the first half, I had a lot of people in my live saying that KDH was the worst player on the pitch, and I honestly said to them, like, we must be watching a different game, because I thought he was outstanding, the way he was dictating play and having ball recoveries and working well with Enzo, like I said, dropping a bit deeper and allowing other players space. So very curious to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments. I'm super over the moon with that. That's a nice pick-me-up for the midweek. It was an early kickoff. It caught a lot of people off guard. Top of the Conference League, 4 goals scored, only 1 conceded. It would have been amazing if we kept a clean sheet, but 1 goal conceded. All-round good performance. A lot of individuals being outstanding. But if you made it this far to the end of the video, then there is a thumbnail on the screen. If you enjoy Chelsea content, make sure you click that thumbnail, because you'll enjoy that video too. And I shall see you in the next video.